Welcome back to the TI4 European Qualifiers presented by Monster. My name is Sunsfan, joined by Sindarin, where we're going to be watching MYM versus Relax, You're Doing Fine. And this is actually a really important match for Relax, but not so much for MYM, which in a lot of ways, when the team's already disqualified and you have a game that's important to another team, they can troll pretty hard, and they can end up winning as a result of that troll.
Yeah.
Very
I guess
unpredictable.
it is important for MYM in the sense that if they win this game, they might not get last place. Because Aware is playing Power Rangers right now. And then at least you didn't get last, right?
Is that something you think about as a player?
No.
Okay.
Really is.
Let's get into the band
Let's
picks,
get into
please.
the draft.
Thank you very much, Conrad.
Thank
Really
you, Conrad.
appreciate
Here
this.
we go.
So I have Ancient Apparition, Lycan, and Bat Rider, and who is going to be the fourth? Let's just guess right here. I'm going to say
Mirana.
Invoker.
Mirana.
It could very well be Mirana.
So let's just really quickly run over why this game is important to Relax. So with the current standings, the first, second, and third places are completely set. If Virtus.pro win their game, they're guaranteed fourth. If they lose, there's a potential for a five-way tie for fourth place. Relax is one of the teams that can get into that tiebreaker. If they win this game, they will be 4 and 5. Other teams that can end 4 and 5 are Power Rangers, Hehe United, and xgame.kz. All those will be 4 and 5 if... Or wait, no, xgame just lost to... Wait, did they lose?
Yep, they just lost to Relax.
They just lost to Relax, and that's why there can be that tie, right? So let me just make sure this is correctly updated. So yeah, there is still a potential for a five-way tie, unless if I'm missing something here.
Is that 3 and 5 correct for next.kz, or is it 3 and 6 now? That's what I want to know if that's updated or
yeah,
not.
wait, hang on.
Check the top.
Yeah, let me see.
So next.kz, aka xgame.kz,
they still have to play
they have
Coast.
one more game left.
If they beat Coast, then yes. So let's put it this way. If Virtus.pro lose, realistically, we have a 3 or 4-way tie, potentially a 5-way tie.
Right.
If Virtus.pro wins, there's no tie. So we'll see. Relax
it all
need
comes
to win
down
this game.
to them.
Yes.
And of course, the 1 and 2 seed don't matter as far as... I mean, both of them are undefeated and are playing each other, so it's going to be broken one way or another, but it's still set in place that they're going to be top 2 regardless. So not too much to worry about on the top end. And I feel like this is a very top-heavy, I guess you could call it top-heavy qualifiers, where we have 2 undefeated teams, and then it drops off a little bit into Coast, Team Coast, and then it drops a pretty big time, I would say, the fourth place. It's kind of considerable. As it ended up being a Tree Ant ban, and Invoker is the first pick for Relax, along with the Centaur Warrunner, and MYM take the Wisp. Are they just going to take Tiny right off the bat, or are they going to... If they don't take that Tiny now, they know it's going to be banned, so maybe they have something else in mind.
I think they're going to take Pudge.
That would be great. I would love to see that.
I would be very surprised if MYM don't just pick something that they feel like playing and having fun with, because their chances in the tournament are, of course, over.
What a combo.
They're going to take Clockwork on the Dire side, so... He's one of the heroes that is actually good on both Radiant and Dire as an offlaner, because he can distort the equilibrium. I think this hero is severely underpicked right now. In some games he does get picked, but not really as much as I would like to see. I think he's also a very entertaining hero to watch.
Yeah.
So,
any initiation hero really is, I would call entertaining. Well, I guess for him it's more, it's not like an RP or a Black Hole where it's like, you can only use it a few times a game, and if you don't do it correctly, it could be game-breaking. Hook shots, especially when the Aghanim side, you just spam that bad boy left and right. So there's the Tiny ban, as we talked about. And like I said, MYM had to have expected that, so I think they have something else in mind. And if it is a Pudge, I will give you a pat on the back.
I thought you were about to do it.
I was about to do it, and I'm just teasing you.
Please pick Pudge, MYM. I want this so bad.
Okay, so MYM bans Shadow and Disruptor. So, I mean, obviously Disruptor against EO makes a lot of sense. I would actually
Shadow Demon. So
I guess that's true. And Relax still has 1 to go. Yeah, actually, those are really good bans, come to think of it. And then Wraith King going to be the last ban here on the second phase for Relax. And they have their mid, they have their off lane, what we would think would be off lane, but I think what was the last game Centaur was actually in, it was in a dual lane, tri-lane to start with, and then he ended up being off lane. It was just a really weird game overall. Didn't work out too well for VP. But, of course, being Radiant, you don't have to worry too much about your off laner as far as getting levels is concerned. So, MYM, what do you think they should go here for the Wisp setup, the Wisp duo, if you will?
5 seconds remaining.
well, if they don't go Pudge, then If they go for a completely serious draft and try their best to win the game, I think one of the heroes that MYM would like to play is the Phantom Assassin. I believe Link plays that for them. Alternatively...
What do you think about PA and Wisp together?
I think it's okay. It's not fantastic, but it's a decent combo. It was
like
a lot better with the old tether.
Yeah,
so you could stun with Blink Strike, but...
I mean, any kind of Blink hero was really good with that. Was it like Ricky and CK and whatnot, so... Yeah, not quite as strong. And PA haven't really been picked that much, even despite the buffs that she's gotten. What is it, like a 50% evasion now at level 4 for Blur. And they're going to pick Shadow Fiend, so that'll be their mid. Don't think you can really call that a combination with Wisp, although I guess in the mid game it's pretty strong overall. I mean, you don't necessarily have to have a wombo combo with the Wisp necessarily. I mean, it's just an overall great hero that, in a lot of ways, just buffs whatever hero you're attached to. So. Do you think people are just what's the word I'm looking for? Do you think they look for the duos too much for Wisp? Don't necessarily have to have them?
10 seconds
I think it doesn't make too much sense picking Io unless you do that. That's what Io does, right? You don't pick Io for a tri lane, you pick it for a combination with another hero in a dual lane most of the time. So, what is there for MYM? There's Sven, Gyro, Chaos Knight, if they want that, but Chaos Knight is really underwhelming in this game in particular. There's so much AoE damage on Relax.
So long. That would be cool.
Sven would be pretty nice here, I think. There's also the minus armor from Shadow Fiend's aura for Sven to hit harder. But yeah, we're gonna see. There are a couple of good choices here for MYM if they wanna do that. Mirana goes through to the 4th pick for Relax. This is kind of unheard of.
Yeah.
As of recently.
Well.
But
I mean, their lanes are shaping. I mean, you can pretty much guess exactly what they're going to be doing here. Invoker mid, Centaur off lane, Shadow Shaman, Mirana, and something yet to be picked in that tri-lane. We're assuming Mirana is going to be the one in that scenario. Of course, you could still pick like a jungler or something like that. They have a decent push lineup with, depending on what Invoker goes for, I guess. If it's Quasic Zord, you have that, or the Force Spirits, I should say, with the Shadow Shaman ult. And Shadow Shaman, of course, pushes lanes and towers very well. And then you have Mirana right-clicking, I suppose. But they have good potential to push, I feel like. And I feel like going against MYM when they have a Wisp and they have a Shadow Fiend, looks like they want to go decently late. Although Shadow Fiend, how do you feel about Shadow Fiend really late game? He used to like drop off a bit, but ever since we've been seeing like these Hand of Midas pickups, he's been, okay, well there's a combo right there.
I think the thing is the late game nowadays hits earlier than it used to. And Shadow Fiend is good in the early part of the late game, but if you talk 60-minute plus, Shadow Fiend is, in comparison to many other characters, is kind of underwhelming. He does not have a repositioning ability. Shadow Razes are complete garbage in late game. You won't even cast them pretty much, because a single attack will hit harder. And then you compare that to other carries like, let's say, Morphling, who has a shotgun, who can one-shot a support in the late game, or has just incredible control over his stats. You have a hero like Mirana, who has mobility. Arrow is always important. Her ultimate is going to be great too. And I don't know. Shadow Fiend for me is not even one of the 5 best late game carries. Maybe not even 10 if you go very late. There's so many carry heroes that will generally be better. But you don't pick Shadow Fiend to play a 60-minute game. You pick Shadow Fiend to play a 30-40-minute game, maybe. And we'll see if MYM can do that. At least Slark has kind of the same peak time as Shadow Fiend does, so there's some decent synergy between those two in that regard, I guess.
You think that's going to be their mid? Wisp, Slark?
It could be. Well, what would they be going up against? Probably Invoker.
Yeah. That's
the thing about IO Slark is that it's not really that strong of a lane. It gets stronger later on when Slark gets some levels, but just for a lane itself, there's just so many better dual lanes I feel than this one. But and Shadow Fiend is going to be okay against Invoker, especially because
my goodness.
Sorry, I had to sneeze there. Or actually not necessarily because he's on Dire. Shadow Fiend's a lot better on Radiant mid, but
do you feel like with the Enigma pickup that MYM will definitely get a third person in this tri lane, not somebody that's in the jungle, so you can actually punish the Mirana? They're going to go Undying, so they want to punish.
Yeah.
That's something we don't really see very often.
I like this a lot. I
really,
love Undying.
I feel like this is a really underrated hero.
Yep, I would agree with that.
A beast in the support role, and with the Tombstone, can zone people out pretty easily. And yeah, it's definitely going to be a tri lane, an aggressive tri lane. They want to go against Mirana. Of course, Pounce prevents you from leaping, or less prevents a lot of the leap, I guess, because part of it goes through. Not goes through, but, well, you know what I'm trying to say. It goes to the leash point or whatever. But great counter to Mirana overall. Of course, you have Shadow Shaman for a little bit of CC, but we've talked about that time and time again, how Shadow Shaman is very weak in the early stages of the game. I mean, you have Shackle, which could potentially be like it's arguably the best single target immobile spell in the game, but you have to be able to get it off as channeling. So
yeah. The problem,
they don't have any stuns though. So.
Yeah, the problem for MYM is that it's going to be a safe lane Mirana, and they can't really stop her, right? Their tri-lane is built to fight against either another dual lane or another tri-lane, which when it gets caught is just completely crushed. But if the pounce doesn't hit, they can't do anything about it. The Shadow Shaman can actually just go to another lane, and they can play Mirana solo bottom. She can stand against that tri-lane, get full experience, maybe get some decent gold once in a while. She will be hitting some last hits. Meanwhile, Dread can jungle. And let's say Shadow Shaman, for example, goes mid and just harasses Shadow Fiend in the beginning. If that's how MYM plan to lane it. Then Shadow Fiend will be completely out of the lane, and Mirana will be okay. This is actually what I would like to see from Relax in this game, is that they don't even start bottom with Shadow Shaman, because he has nothing to do there.
Okay. I can see that. I like that. And what do you think about the Undying? So Undying is a hero that a lot of people feel tapers off very quickly. Like, even mid-game tapers off.
Late
like,
game
do you have
me.
to get... I mean, see, even... This is what I feel about Undying. Like, everything tapers off except his ulti. I think his ulti is always good. The amplified damage, as long as you get in position, it's always something to fear. And I can't remember the last patch what was buffed with him. A bunch of stuff, like...
681, I believe.
Yeah, the Tombstone, the zombies, I think they give less money or something like that, or maybe it's more money.
Yeah, the threshold for Deathlust was reduced a lot as well.
Big time. Yeah, that's right. That was the biggest buff, I think. And
Soul Rip has an AoE of like 1400 now, in which you drain life from. So he got a lot. He got improved a lot. The main problem, I don't think this is going to be a good game for the hero though. That's why, I'm excited to see him, but I don't understand what his role is in this particular game, because usually you pick Undying to run early mid-game strats where you put pressure very early on, but there isn't really that much synergy between that and then running a Shadow Fiend Slark, perhaps. They need a little longer. Generally, you would want to run him together with something like a Dragon Knight, maybe a Pugna, start taking towers very early, before even the 10-minute mark with a level 2 or 3 Tombstone. You're very hard to teamfight into, but we'll see if MYM can make it work. Let's have a look at their players and heroes. So first off, we've got Crit playing as the IO. He will be moving together, I should say, with Unicorn on the Undying. Link will be playing as Slark. We've got Rise on the Shadow Fiend, and finally Ace will be playing one of his signature heroes, the Clockwork.
And for Relax, we're looking at Shoshlo playing the Centaur Warrunner. I don't know why that name's so hilarious. Windex, which is one of my favorite names, of course. I'm not even sure that's how you're supposed to be pronouncing it, but I'm going to pronounce it that way. Playing the Shadow Shaman. Yoki on the Mirana. Invoker is going to be played by Tomorrow.
Tame My Wild.
Nope, Tomorrow.
Okay.
And last but not least, the very famous Dread on the Enigma, which is it actually going to be an offlane? You're just going to deny creeps and then go into the jungle. So it's going to be an offlane Centaur as we expected, and their lanes are pretty predictable, I guess you could say. So I'm more interested in what MYM is going to do.
So what I said before was that I think Windex on the Shadow Shaman should not even be here in this lane. I think he's going to place his ward, and then they're going to realize exactly what MYM's lanes are, and just he won't stay here. At least that's what I think he should do. They do not have kill potential against this tri-lane, and at the same time he doesn't need to be there to keep Mirana safe. We'll see. He is scouting out for now, and now he's going to see the Undying moving towards him, and I will be there
Oh
too.
my! That decay. That decay.
30 damage right there. Link? How did Link take 300 damage on the Slark?
I don't know.
Did he just tank hits from Yoki? He's playing without a Stout Shield and Slark, by the way. He went boots first, which is very unusual on that hero.
Bottom lane, we're going to hear more decays coming out here, and this is something with Undying you want to push pretty early, and Relax can't really do anything to stop it. I think you're right. Shadow Shaman needs to just leave, and Mirana can just solo pretty easily. Centaur's going to take a little damage from Battery Assault. There's the cogs as well. Ace doing a substantial amount. He can't even get off his hoof stomp if he wants to. Battery Assault's so good against that, and the creeps are going to surround him. That's going to be first blood going MYM's way. A very, what's the word I'm looking for? Awkward first blood,
Easy kill?
Or easy kill, sure. There's going to be a pounce that's actually going to hit Shadow Shaman, who did not get out in time. Windex. You're not going to be able to Windex your way out of this, good sir. That is 2-0 MYM. Is Yoki just going to feed? Okay, so good start for Relax in the early stages of the game.
What
that
the
was
hell?
Sarcasm, obviously.
That was so weird. Everything about these first 3 kills was so weird. Mirana's going to TP in.
Relax just got out of like an epic
She's
game.
going to get dived immediately. Leap is still on cooldown after she died.
Oh boy.
Yoki with the arrow.
Oh, it's going to hit Unicorn directly in the side of the face.
Is he actually? Okay,
Tower's doing
okay.
decent
Now
amount of
MYM are going to
damage.
die.
Why is he going for Unicorn? Come on now. Have some faith in yourself. But either way, it's going to be a 3-for-1 overall in the grand scheme of things. But like I was saying, Relax just got out of an epic game against next.kz that was, as you described it. Actually, how did you describe it? It was just awful. There's something.
I don't know. It was a very special game.
Special. That's the word you used.
Yeah, I might have used that word. That was. That was a 99 kill game, by the way. So
Yeah, that was
people
close.
with predictions in their compendium who were hoping for 100 plus were pretty damn close. But yeah, that was a 99 kill game.
What was your prediction?
It was really awkward. I don't remember. I think I might have taken 101 to 120, but maybe I took the other one.
I'll still have time. This game will do it.
Still,
if this game is any indication so far, we'll definitely get there.
It's been an awkward game so far, and Relax's last game was very awkward too. So I don't know if they're out of it, but well, it seems very chaotic at the very least how they're playing so far. So we'll see. At least for one thing that seems very stable is the mid lane. Tame My Wild is very handily beating Rise here on the Shadow Fiend.
Sorry, what do you think about Shadow Shaman's skill build? With the one skill that he has available to him.
It's the best he could skill right now, I think.
You really think so?
He could have skilled Hex, which is a 1.25 duration Hex, so it's really bad compared to Lions. It's half as good. Shackle he wouldn't have been able to use in these fights.
Isn't it like 75 damage?
Yeah.
Oh, actually Yoki might be getting dived again.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Leap is available, or Pounce I should say, and Leap 1 second. Now it's up, but of course he can't get out of it. He's going to try to get some damage out before he goes down, but alas, he actually will get out. Thought they had enough damage to take him out, but the Leap is there. Io not able to finish him off with those spirits. As Undying is here, just so menacing.
Casually just walking by.
Awesome. Well, this is going to be an entertaining game, so
I agree.
that's all we can really hope for.
This is so chaotic.
I mean, this game, in the grand scheme of things, might not matter at all for Relax, but depending on how the Virtus Pro match goes, of course. But it's still, they're going to make it entertaining, so that I can appreciate that. They're going to find Dread in the forest with this tri-lane ganking team of disgusting heroes as Dread will get destroyed. They're going to probably steal his little Eidolons and neutrals to follow in all likelihood.
Almost can't say Dread without saying dead. It's a little close, but...
Dread is dead. Excellent.
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 Shadow Fiend has actually managed to pretty much catch up to Tame My Wild, but now he's taking a lot of damage against the Cold Snap here. Tame My Wild with 3 points in Quas. Very long duration Cold Snap here, but Rise is going to be fine. And this is when Shadow Fiend really starts to take off. He's level 5. He has his bottle boots and about 1,000 gold. Tame My Wild will not be able to beat him one-on-one in the lane anymore unless if he makes a mistake here, so... Rise will be okay. As for the top lane, how did Centaur recover? He's pretty even on farm with Clockwork. Of course,
levels
he
are the only discrepancy
almost
there.
a level behind because of that first blood. And the question, when does Ace rotate? This is something Clockwork generally does, especially if he's played in the safe lane. You don't want him to stay there until he's like level 10.
Right.
You want to make use of the hookshot around the map.
Well, that's the beauty of having even a Centaur against the Clockwork, because the Clockwork's forced to actually leave the lane to help gank, while Centaur can just hit R in a lot of cases. Obviously, you still want him there if he's able to get off his variety of skills, but it's something to keep in mind, because he can actually get his levels back.
I could actually see Ace maybe even going for the kill. He's almost level 7. Denied. Oh, okay, that wasn't
on mine. It was on yours.
That was only on my audio. Damn it. Love Clockwork's denying lines. So good.
When are you gonna start voicing some heroes in Dota 2, Cinderin? Valve is calling.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, mid lane.
We have a Tornado Stampede to follow. He's gonna take some right clicks along with the Cold Snap here. Not enough to finish him off as we have Centaur in the vicinity, but
he's running in with 35 mana.
Yeah. Well, he used it on that Stampede and Wand Charge. Not sure how much he got out of the Wand Charge, but maybe
Arrow is gonna not hit. And
They're going to be able to take out this Tombstone relatively quickly, but there's the pounce on the Wind Axe, and he will fall to the ground. Yoki, though, might be able to pick up a nice kill on Link, who's level 4. He's going to take a... He's going to die to the tower. And now it's a 1v1 battle. Clockwork's going to miss his ult completely. Yoki's going to have to resign to underneath the tier 1 tower. So Ace has rotated. And like I talked about, Centaur did rotate, although I feel like he should have stayed in lane for a bit more.
Yeah. I'm having a hard time analyzing this game because I feel like everything that happens is almost the teams are rolling the dice right now with what's going on. Whether they hit or miss their spells, where they rotate to and why.
They're rolling the dice on their spells?
Well, it's kind of awkward right now how they're moving around the map. I'm wondering what the game plan is for MYM with this Undying and Slark, who are both level 4 right now. They need to get something more done than this. The lane, I think, went better than they could have hoped for, to be honest, with them getting the 2 kills early on and with Clockwork even killing the Centaur solo. But what's going to happen when Enigma starts getting more farm and gets the mech, Centaur gets the blink? What does MYM really have to fight with?
Yeah, I mean, they're all mid-game oriented. That's the real issue. And with that black hole, which actually Enigma's not quite level 6 yet. He's been harassed a bit in the lane, so I guess it's to be expected. The tier 1 tower taking some damage by MYM. Looks like they will be able to pick it up with no resistance whatsoever, no trades to come, as a matter of fact.
Bottom tower has
as
Dire's
top lane we have a TP
is under attack.
by the Wisp. And actually I'm interested to see once Wisp hits level 6, if that's when they'll start going. He's at Shashlo on the Centaur, double edging, and cold snap to fall. So tomorrow on that Invoker, able to help finish off the Shadow Fiend. So when Wisp hits level 6, do you feel like that's when MYM's window opens?
Shot. Straight into a tornado.
Okay, Ace is going to get shackled. And they have absolutely no stuns to take him out. The Battery Assault wasn't in range, and Tombstone's going to be taken out quite easily. So right now it's a 4-5 bench for Lax. They were Stampede again. I don't understand what's going on, Cinderin. This is the weirdest rotations, the weirdest positioning. Unicorn gets off a nice decay, actually, but alas has no mana whatsoever. The Hoof Stomp's going to be used, and well, Centaur has
got
no mana
8
now.
stacks of decay on him right now. Look at the buff.
Oh my god.
Look at the buff bar.
Insane.
He's got 1500 health at the moment. They're not going to be killing him. He can man up. Ryze is going to port in and take a couple of creep waves with the, or a couple of creeps, I should say, with the raises. Rotating into the jungle, he does of course have that Midas, so we'll be getting some pretty good farm. And if we go to a late game in this game, you know, the earlier part of the late game, I think MYM are going to be pretty good because of the Shadow Fiend and Slark, but Io and Undying will kind of fall off. So if Slark and Shadow Fiend don't get off to a really good start, the point when they peak is going to be delayed, and then that's not going to be connecting with the time when Io and Undying peak. Whereas for Relax, they kind of are all-round good during the entire game, pretty much, with their lineup. So going to be interesting to see how they manage to transition from here on out. We are of course only 10 minutes into the game, so a lot of things can still happen. But do you feel like MYM got enough done? They're 1500 gold ahead, 1500 experience behind. The only reason they're ahead on gold is the bottom tier 1 tower that they managed to take. Was this enough?
Are you expecting me to say yes?
I'm expecting you to say something. Uh-oh, Link.
Oh, it's not a yes. This Link is going to pounce out. Looks like he'll be fine for here.
It was actually a bait. I wanted you to say yes. I don't know.
Okay, well, I dodged the freaking bullet there, I guess, but...
I don't know. Do you think?
No, I don't.
No. Okay.
I don't think.
I don't know what to think right now.
Well, this is a really weird game.
Hook shot.
I agree with that.
Gonna land, but there's the creep wave.
Well, I wish I could see it. There we go. Clockwork's gonna fight Centaur as our cameraman actually flips me the bird. How unprofessional of Conrad. I mean, what's the deal here? But they're able to get a kill, so this is what we're talking about with the gank potential from MYM, and Wisp is level 6 now, so expect that to go through the roof. This is their window opportunity arising here. Tomorrow versus Unicorn. 1v1 battle, the edge, make it a 3v1, as they're going to find Invoker. Not a fair battle, bringing in 2 of your teammates when it's a man fight, but hey.
I actually think Unicorn was winning that alone, but
so?
Maybe he wouldn't have got the kill. He had the creep wave support, he had the Tombstone, Invoker had used all of his spells. There is a Moonlight Shadow.
Invisible, but he's right by a tower. Nope.
It's his own tower.
Yes, it is. You're absolutely right. All right. So Link, in the meantime, is going to find the Centaur, but not be able to pounce there. Tier 1 tower at half HP. Got to be careful with that Moonlight Shadow with the ally tower, Cinder. Be very careful. But
I feel like our cast is just as chaotic as the game right now.
Clockwork's going to find somebody. Going to find Invoker. Here comes the
good
EMP. Shackle's going to be to full duration. Ace is going to go down the double edge. So the game is relatively close as Pounce. Oh, nice Invoker. Nice Invoker. Unfortunately, the Shadow Dance is there to get Link out in time. Something I wanted to mention, this is kind of a cool combo that we haven't really talked about. Remember how, I don't know how old this is, pretty back in the day, you don't really get Shadow Blade on Shadow Fiend anymore. You more go for Blink Daggers, but the reason that Shadow Blade was good, or it's good against people that don't get sentries, is because you can actually insta-gib a hero by being inside them, right, with the ultimate.
Yes.
You kind of had the opportunity with the cogs in certain situations.
That's
if you get like a triple cog into a Shadow Fiend ult, you blink into the cog, it's pretty devastating. Obviously, that's not the easiest thing to... Actually, that is pretty easy. You can at least get one pretty much every time.
Yeah, it's not that unlikely that they get at least 2 into the cogs a couple of times, and then if Ryze has Blink BKB, he can definitely pull that off. We'll see if that's going to be his choice of item build. At least as far as net worth goes, he is pulling so far ahead. He's actually farming very, very well. He died once in the lane, but he has 90 CS at 12.5 with the Midas build, so easily 2k net worth ahead of the Invoker. He's going to be scary in this mid game if Relax don't start ganking him a little bit more, because they left him alone.
Gets killed. Undying's gonna get credit for that kill thanks to the decay. Ace is gonna find Windex, but there's the sheep. Only level 1 though, so not lasting very long. Of course, it's not Lion we're talking about. It's Shadow Shaman. We're having
Undying is so fast.
The Undying Wisp combination. Tombstone is here. He's gonna get his well, actually the Sentry or the Serpent Wards are out. They're actually gonna trade kills here, but Undying will be very happy with these right clicks. But there comes the tornado from Tomorrow. The Tomorrow Tornado, if you will.
Why are you still calling him Tomorrow?
It's just, that's the abbreviation for tomorrow in America. So, that's what we're
okay, Unicorn's dead.
Stampede. Gonna be used to take out Undying, who's in the wrong place at the wrong time. Arrow's gonna split the difference here. Ace will get his mana drain completely from this EMP. Will they be able to find him though? There's the wand. He's gonna find, the cogs, too late. Unfortunately, you don't want to cog a Centaur, especially without battery assault. And now that he has Blink Dagger, that gives Relax a little bit more initiation possibilities.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
9 to 9.
Picking up. I can talk. It's okay.
No, just looking at the golden experience.
Top lane tower's gonna go down, but here's the Shackle. Dread is here with the black hole on 2. They're gonna be able to get the Shadow Fiend, and Wisp is in a lot of trouble. Nothing to tether to. He's trying to get a last resort kill on Windex, but it's not gonna happen. So 3 dead in that exchange. Obviously 2 for that lane, but Relax.
This is one of the weirder experience graphs I've seen in a while. It's actually a W at the end.
It looks like a, what's that called? The heart monitor. What's that called? The, what is it? Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. EG something. EG something. But, oh my, the Pounce is going to hit Yoki. I don't think he has enough damage to finish him off. Actually, Leap is down. Did he leap during the Pounce?
He's still going to get away.
It's not going to matter, apparently.
Rocket.
Okay, then.
Doing a significant amount of damage.
Dire's top tower is under
but Yoki's going to be fine, and the top tier 1 tower will now be going Relax's way. So they're making use of their Eidolons here, and of course the amount of pressure they can put with Invoker's Tornado EMP. I think that's been a big part of the game so far has been EMP, either catching people or zoning them out. So Relax has been able to take the team fights on their terms. Of course, the moment when the BKBs start coming out on MYM, Invoker's going to be significantly less of a threat. Ryze is getting close to his. Slark, if he wants it, is actually not too far away. But I think Link will go for something else first, maybe a Shadow Blade. I think that's Slark is arguably one of the best heroes in the game, together with Kunkka, to get that on in competitive play. But might not be his choice, we're going to see.
I smell kitty litter. Is that just me? I literally smell it.
I don't know. I don't know what that smells like. But if this is what it smells like, then...
Yeah. Is there kitty litter in here? There's been a cat in here.
Conrad...
And I'm pretty sure they've absolutely ruined the carpet, or at least in my direction.
Conrad just pissed all over the floor.
I'm not sure what it is. But Unicorn's going to find the Invoker, or the other way around, I should say. It's going to be an easy arrow. Actually, that's a combination we didn't really talk about. Tornado.
Was he farming that spot?
Yeah,
alone?
It's an Undying farming the jungle syndrome. You've never heard of that before?
I've never heard of this type of jungle farming before.
Well, now you have. So enjoy.
That was kind of a really weird gamble going there to farm against in Relax's jungle with all of Relax's heroes missing. Kind of a questionable choice. But anyway,
you're doing fine.
Still looking good for both teams. Actually, I'm surprised with how even this game is right now. But
middle tower is under attack.
Moonlight Shadow trying to become an initiation spot here. Actually, Shachel might have the opportunity, but MYM doing a good job of
And Link
reading
went for
the
a
map.
Yasha first on Slark.
Interesting.
I do not know what the point is with this.
I feel like Shadowblade is the best. We were talking about this the other day. Shadowblade, the #1 hero that it makes sense on is Slark. It's like it was made for him, essentially.
Slark and Kunkka. Oh, relocate.
Oh, relocated top rune on top of a freaking cliff. They're going to be able to clean up Murana, and they will go bye-bye very shortly, as long as they
Bleep bloop.
link up correctly. You get it? Link it up.
Yeah.
Invoker taking
Thanks
out
for
Undying.
taking care of the IO, Conrad. It was really important.
Another
There's-
bird coming our way. Thank you very much.
Damn.
Blink Dagger now on Enigma. And
Dire's
well,
bottom
Rasta
tower
Ward's
is
going to help
under
take down
attack.
this tier 1 tower, but we have a little bit of a defense here from Ace, who's going to take a Malefice. And here's the Blink in Hoof Stomp, double edge combination, along with the Midnight Pulse, picked up very shortly. Oh, Blade Mail popped though. Joshua is forced to try to run away, but the spirits are going to do quite a bit of damage. He might try to die to these
Might
neutrals.
try to die.
Yes.
Yep, he managed. Oh,
No,
EMP?
he died to a hero. Come on now. EMP's going to go off as Link's taking some right-click damage, but Tomorrow's going to be surrounded completely.
He's so
thanks to these
fast though
dogs.
because of the Yasha.
Windex with that beautiful Ether Shock, helping Invoker get the kill. And Invoker will live to see another day. In fact, he will help take out Ace.
He will live to see another day, which
Oh my
is 2 seconds long.
How did he die? That's unbelievable. Here's a black hole on one hero, along with the dragon
it's
doing work.
going
He's going to blink on top. What is going on, Cinder? Oh, this is...
That is the best play I've seen in all of the qualifiers.
Can we get a replay of that, please? Instant replay. Somebody figure it out.
Oh my god, that was amazing.
Yes, you guys need to like program an instant replay program right now.
Oh my god, that was... So he black holes to try to buy time to blink out. I don't know, there was no kill potential at all between himself and a
Right.
0 mana Shadow Shaman. Then he wants to blink out. He blinks on the high ground. Right on top of a Dire Ward. Oh boy.
Well, in the
What do you think
meantime,
about the Undying Drum build, by the way?
It's not the worst. It's not the most typical thing you pick up on Undying, though, I guess. I prefer... Well, who picked up the mech? Did anybody pick up a mech?
I think
know-
Io is working on it. He's
Well,
got
Ern is on
Buckler.
Io. Okay, so he's... Well, he has the...
For Relax, the
Okay,
Enigma
yeah.
obviously has it, but there's no mech for...
Well, I
for
feel
MYM.
like a pipe would be excellent, too. I saw a cloak on somebody. I'm not sure who the hell Conrad was actually clicking on, though. Oh, initiation here. On to Ace, and whoop, that double edge, among other things. Windex, does he have a blink on Rasta?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yes, he does.
Okay, well, that's another form of initiation for Relax. So, talking about mid-game, well, Relax is doing a really good job mid-game as far as picking up their core items are concerned. Dread, though, I'm not understanding this initiation here. He doesn't have Black Hole, but Eo's going to get cleaned up along with the Shadow Fiend, surprisingly. Link pops his ult, keeping alive, but he has to get out of there with absolutely no mana. Initiation now from Ace. A triple cog initiation with the Blade Mail. Dread, for whatever reason, is actually right-clicking him, killing himself. Ends up being a 2-for-2 trade at the point. Unicorn going down to the Hoof Stomp. That's a double kill for Ace.
Well, he's
So
still
3-for-2 in the end.
getting
or is it
slowed
the end?
down and shot slow. Okay. There are the cogs. He'll be getting out. So it's a Sanjin Yasha for Slark.
Well, yeah, you had to expect that. I just figured that Lothar's or Shadowblade would still be the
Dire's top
priority. I
tower is
don't know.
under attack.
How do you feel about the S and Y this game?
I don't know. I think other choices would have just flat out been better. Either the Shadow Blade. If you want to go for the mobility
Tornado,
build,
hoof start, double edge. Continue.
well, Shadow Blade or other, maybe even a first
Dire's
item
top
BKB
tower
because
is
he would
under
have.
attack.
He gets great mobility from the IO, so then he would be able to commit to fights, but maybe his damage would be a little bit underwhelming. I understand the idea of the hybrid with getting a Sanjin Yasha, but I don't know. The reason this item isn't picked up that much is that it gives a little bit of everything, but isn't really good for one thing.
Right.
And usually you want, for Slark, you want to have a lot of damage and mobility. This one gives him a little bit of both. And since he's already so fast in his ultimate, what do you need the movement speed on Sanjin Yasha for? The attack speed is great, the damage is good, the tankability from the strength is good, but
No, I agree.
I just feel like there are better choices overall.
Yeah, it's an odd pickup. They're gonna waste the relocate here from Lift, not able to find anybody there, but who's winning this game? I mean, look at the net worth. Okay, so Shadow Fiend, for whatever reason, is completely top farming. It doesn't feel like he's the top farmer in this game, at least not yet. He hasn't gotten to that peak as of yet, but well, Crit's gonna find his death the way of Centaur Warrunner. And I feel like there's a better spread of gold on Relax. They have a lot of core items picked up by their core heroes. Joshua is going to be able to get out with the TP.
Okay.
And Shadow Fiend is just the only one that's farmed for MYM.
Conrad, can you move the camera here, where I'm pinging on the map right now? What?
I've seen that before. Yeah, it's a bug.
This is,
and actually, I think it's going to be the remainder of the game, if I remember correctly. I don't know why.
It's a good way of baiting, right? If if Relax come into the fight and they're like, "Oh, get IO," and just kidding, I just left myself behind.
Yeah, it's pretty odd.
So 3,000 experience, 2,000 gold for Relax. They're pushing the tier 2 tower mid, starting to get some sort of a significant advantage. I'm still looking for when the Shadow Fiend starts becoming really
that's
relevant.
That's what I'm... So, okay, looking at the farm. He's 3,000 gold above everybody right now. He's going to have more initiation here. Arrow's going to connect. Unicorn... There's the black hole on 3. 1 goes down immediately. Link taking a lot of damage, but he does have his ult. And this is going to be a turnaround from MYM. At least they're going to attempt to do so. Hoof Stomp again. Double edge. Crit is down, but Dred's going to go down to Link in the meantime. And Link, you are in all likelihood... Nope. He's actually going to get out of there thanks to the clockwork intimidation, I suppose you could call it. And Link's going to pounce out to safety. Tomorrow going to right-click Rise.
Tame my wild.
Tomorrow. Rise. Oh, the pounce is going to miss. And oh, Centaur's been everywhere this game. And here's Rise, the top farmer in the game. He's going to get a huge ult on Mirana. Able to clean him up. And Invoker will fall soon after. So I guess we're seeing some of that farm come to play for Shadow Fiend, but I mean that's 4,000 gold above everybody else. We haven't seen it until that point, I suppose, but really that's mostly spell damage.
Yeah, it's at this point. What do you think Shadow Fiend should go for? We talked about the Blink being an option, but he has got the Helm of the Dominator so far to just lifesteal and maybe farm a little bit more safely, etc. But I still think Blink would be really nice.
Yeah, you have to go.
They have the synergy here, but it doesn't look like he's going for it. He has the gold, doesn't want to buy it. Maybe he's like, okay, I have to play full carry. I don't know if I can rely on the Slark doing enough.
Mm-hmm.
What would
I do?
What would you
My
do?
amazing Shadow Fiend play.
What would you do?
I'm Arteezy 2.0 in case you didn't know. Joshua's going to find Ace. Don't think he has enough damage to take him out by himself, but actually he's going to find Unicorn. It's going to be a double Hoof Stomp, double edge to follow. Unicorn's going to be the target of choice, but Shoshlo getting pounced upon. Do they have enough to take him out? Okay, Battery Spell's going to cancel the TP, and Shoshlo, although being invisible, is going to run away to
nice
nowhere.
tornado.
He's going to drop right away. Windex is here. Nice War Trap onto Link, along with the Sheep, and Link will go down before anything happens here. So it's a 1-for-1 trade to start off. Clockwork falls soon after, and Undying, doing what he does best, dying in the jungle. As Crit
nice tether.
will finally get a tether, but this time it's on a creep. Oh, the Deafening Blast is barely going to tick him here.
Very nicely played by Tame My
Shackle.
Wild.
Tomorrow, so good at this game. Wish I could be so good.
The Tornado EMP there really made the fight for them. That was a very nice play from him. Was Shadow Fiend even there, by the way? I'm seeing Rise farming in the top lane now. I don't even know if he was part of that fight. So MYM went to invade the Radiant jungle without their easily highest farmed hero, and they got to pay the price for it. There's no way that's going to work out. They give Rise a nice amount of farm, but they lost 4 heroes to kill the Centaur, so definitely not worth it. And Relax.
Well, what do you think about just the general idea of having a hero like Shadow Fiend get the unequivocally the top farm in the game, but the rest of your team is underfarmed while the other team has a much nicer spread?
The spread for Relax is
really
it's a lot better. Shadow Fiend can't do this on his own in a mid-late game scenario. Of course, they can always just stampede out or create space with the Invoker, so they need the other heroes to be able to initiate and actually set up a fight for Shadow Fiend to deal his damage. Clockwork has got what he needs. He's got Blade Mail Phase Boots as well as a point booster at 25 minutes. That's okay. It's not fantastic, but it's also not terrible. I'm more worried for the other heroes of MYM, where this IO is still stuck with a Buckler Urn at 26. The Undying has Drums and a Cloak. And the Slark with SNY and now going BKB. I don't know if this item build is actually going to bring much.
Yeah, if you're going to go BKB, I feel like you can't go SNY.
Yeah, then he could have gone the Shadow Blade first,
yeah, exactly.
if that's what he wanted to do.
I thought they were going to gank here with that smoke, but they're going to go towards Roche, and Invoker will find them. They don't really have too many players in the vicinity, so I'm not sure if they can actually do anything about this. Of course, the Tornado is always a threat, and Invoker will think better of it. And this looks like it'll be a free rush for MYM.
This is actually an interesting thought. What if Io just helps Shadow Fiend instead of the Slark from now on? Overcharge the Shadow Fiend so he takes less damage and has a lot of attack speed, and then Slark just creates space in the fights
I can see
instead.
that. I hear a hook
shot.
shot.
Nice
Gonna be
snipe
found.
from Ace.
Battery salt to follow. All he's able to get off is his Midnight Pulse. It's not going to do too much in the end. And Soul Rip going to help heal up Ace among others.
Does Midnight Pulse actually have the same AoE as Upheaval now? It looks pretty comparable.
Well,
no. I don't know
what is
the
it, 900 AoE? What is it?
Midnight Pulse like 600 AoE, so it's a
Is that right?
It's a diameter of 1200 then, right? 600 radius.
I feel like it was bigger than 600.
In
I
radius?
guess not. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the notes. I could have sworn. I guess not.
I think it's 600, and
Unless
then
the tooltip's
but I don't
wrong.
know how Upheaval. I guess it's still a little bit bigger, but
Yeah, Upheaval's
let's just say the
enormous.
new Midnight Pulse is
They're both
absolutely
enormous.
huge.
Absolutely.
So, where do you go from here if you're relaxed? You lost your Enigma. He's going to be back soon. Actually, we'll have a BKB and 100 gold. They seem not to care about Enigma being dead. They're still
Arrow,
pushing
it's going
top.
to connect
Oh,
on
Link!
Link. Oh, this could be
He
huge.
didn't
if they're able to
precast
take him out.
Dark Patch.
Hoof Stomp. Oh, my goodness. And they cannot defend this tower as a result. At least I don't think so. Of course, I've been wrong many
Looks
times
like they
today,
might
so
try it.
we'll see. I might not pull a Cinder and just be completely wrong about my prediction.
Thank you very much.
BKB picked up on Enigma now. Crit, though, on Shadow Fiend. He's just showing how much damage he does. He has so much farm. But look at all these core items. I don't even know if you can call that a core item at this point, but Shadow Shaman getting Luxury, Aghanim Scepter.
This is really good
This
farm,
is a
actually.
This is a 5-position Shadow Shaman
Yep.
getting Aghanim's Blink 28 minutes in the game.
It's very, very good. They have taken 4 towers and taken some good team fights, but this is still more than you could have expected from him.
The hook shot was too short. That's really unfortunate.
Both EMP and Tornado gonna hit no one, but it doesn't really matter. They can't really follow through with
You
this.
love calling them. Oh, a triple hoof stomp Stampede initiation from Joshua. He's going to be forced out completely. Cogs, nicely placed. Going to zone out the...
They still don't
the
have any
pursuers from the low
detection,
ground.
really? No detection against the Moonlight Shadow. They could have easily killed Shotchlo there if they had some sort of detection. He's carrying a gem, by the way. And Enigma now with the BKB. This is where it gets scary. So Shadow Fiend is actually very powerful here for MYM, but they do have a BKB piercing ability in that black hole. So they can very easily shut him down.
And the way that
set
they're
up a
farmed
fight.
right now, Enigma doesn't even need to be part of
Link's
the
gonna
initiative.
catch Windex.
Yeah, Windex gets wiped clean. Another pun there. Thank you very much. They're going to take out the tier 1 tower. Crit's going to get arrowed. Don't think they're going to follow it up with anything, though. And like I was saying, with they could play 4 on 5 and still be on top in fights, and Enigma can just come in at the last second with the black hole kind of thing. Like, they don't necessarily need 5 players to, I mean, with their farm advantage as a team. Which actually we got a little bit of catch up here from Slark and Clockwork, so maybe not so much in their favor as it was a few minutes ago. A little zoning EMP, not going to do a whole lot. The Shadow Fiend continues to right-click this tower. Of course, he has the Aegis. Here, hook shot. Dread again getting destroyed.
Very late BKB.
BKB was way too late. Yoki in the meantime trying to right-click. So Stomp's going to completely whiff, but there's a double edge on 2 or 3. Joshlo getting destroyed, though, thanks to the Slark, as somehow MYM is diving towers, diving tier 2s, or tier 3s, I should say.
Rise is hitting really
They
hard.
still have the Aegis intact.
It's pretty much the Shadow Fiend just... This is what MYM needs to do. They just need to go in, have Shadow Fiend deal a lot of damage, and just create space for him. Link catches a hero with Pounce, Rise hits him. They catch a hero with the hookshot, Rise hits him. That's how MYM needs to play.
Dread has died twice in a row without doing anything, and he's like one of the top farmers in the game.
And he actually can't necessarily rely on hitting his black hole because there is a hookshot that can stop him, even in BKB.
Wow, that was an early BKB just to avoid the EMP. Not sure if that was the right move. Either way, it's going to force him back now. And despite having the Aegis, I think they might back up here for a bit and wait for that cooldown. And now we have an Aghanims on Clockwork.
Yeah.
Love seeing that item.
Big swing here from MYM. They actually gained the gold advantage here, and the experience also pretty much down to
One of
zero.
the weirdest games
Once
we've seen in a while.
Yeah,
So
this is
like a captain's draft game. Like, honestly.
it's something out of the ordinary for sure here from both teams. And remember, MYM pretty much have nothing to play for, but this game is actually kind of important for Relax, so they need to get their act together. I don't know how the Virtus Pro game is going right now, but they're going to really regret it if they end up losing this game because of some sloppy plays, and they could have had a chance at a tiebreaker.
Well, Relax is going to group up here, looking for a gank onto Slark, but doesn't look like they think that's very feasible, so they're going to back up. course, the Aegis. I'm not sure how much time is left on that, actually. It's a couple minutes, I believe. If that. 1 minute, exactly, as I talk about it. Beautiful. As satanic. And as a result, or not as a result, but at the simultaneous time, Invoker picks up his Sheep Stick. So if they're able to somehow initiate onto Shadow Fiend with that, they have, of course, the blink initiation of a lot of heroes, but most notably the Shadow Shaman I feel like is the most important. If you can get that on Shadow Fiend with no Aegis, clean him up, without having boots of travel, he can't really get back in
MYM
the fight.
have nothing when the Shadow Fiend dies. He has twice the net worth of the second hero on his team. His net worth on the position 2 hero, which is a 1, obviously, in this game, but let's just call him the mid hero, has the same farm as the safe laner and off laner combined for MYM. So
this is a one-man army.
it really is.
Gonna connect by
Arrow.
Link.
It's going to be a free kill if they want to go for it. They don't.
No, Shadow Fiend's too scary. This is going to be a free tier 3 EMP. Zoning out a bit. Not able to hit much, though. We have a hook shot onto... The Invoker gets cleaned up right off the bat. Here's the hoof stomp. Not going to be enough to clean up anybody else, though, as now Shoshla gets destroyed thanks to this Slark. So Slark, oh, Dread getting a one-man black hole. The hookshot's going to completely miss. In fact, it's going to help Clockwork get back into the black hole where he really wants to be, apparently. Dread forced out. Midnight Pulse on absolutely nothing. This is going to be a free tier 3, if not more. With 2 dead from Relax, can MYM take this? Slark did die, but bought back. Will be coming back very shortly. And Rise just does so much freaking damage. Unreal. We have a BKB pop by him. Right-clicking
no
Enigma.
crits.
Not able to clean him up, though. And, well, is this going to be one of those things where he pops BKB and then they're forced back again? I mean, Link does, look how much damage he does to the Rax. Nothing! You do nothing to this Rax. You need Shadow Fiend. Leap is actually going to hit Yoki! What's he doing here? Hookshot to follow! BKB doesn't matter when Shadow Fiend and company are right-clicking you. So this is 1 Rax down for MYM. This game is pretty hilarious, I have to say.
Hookshot is ready. He doesn't want to go for it.
Well, with the, with Aegis down, they just wait for Roche and try to do it again, I suppose.
Rise
look
is
at,
just a
look at this
one-man
net worth.
army.
This is insane. Double the farm of everybody in the game. Ugh. You don't see that very often on a Shadow Fiend.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. And the double damage rune top could actually be picked up by Rise. He gets the bottle here, transferred from Ace, so now Rise can use that in the next fight. Will be absolutely crazy. Tame My Wild is camping. Make sure you kick him from your server.
Bottom tower is under attack.
But
it's not first-person shooter, Cinder.
Nothing really going to come out of this so far, but now with the Aegis down for Rise, we might see an attempt here from Relax. I don't think they can kill him with any less than 3 heroes.
Yeah, I completely agree.
He can 1 on 3 maybe even. Perhaps the combination of Shadow Shaman with Wards and Hex, Centaur with his Burst, and Invoker with his Hex. Then they can 3 on 1.
Well, he relies... Shadow Fiend's going to start... If it's a 1v3 in this ridiculous scenario that you come up with, the BKB and Satanic are the saving grace for Shadow Fiend. He's going to get
We're going to see it happening
EMP, now. Along with the Sheep. He's at half mana, half HP. Here comes Centaur with the hoof stomp, arrow, everything. Oh. He gets sent back!
No, not far enough. He's damaged.
Oh, he popped Satanic! He's healing up. Oh, what a beast. He doesn't need to go back to base because he can just right-click and destroy kids left and right. And he goes back to the mid lane where he belongs, about 2 feet of that TP. And actually, that ends up in their favor. This is ridiculous.
What a bait by Rise. He thought he was in the fountain. He wasn't. Stands still for 5 seconds. And oh, wait a second. Pops Satanic and gets 2 kills.
He still has double damage.
So yeah, he didn't use that either.
This is not looking
good
for Relax. Oh, Dread again getting caught off guard. And I don't know what he can do without that black hole.
Hoof stomp on the zombies.
Dread
still has BKB. He's finally going to use it. Actually managed to bait Ace so far in that he still dies.
Well, that's an even trade, I suppose, as the double edge is going to finish him off. But where's Shadow Fiend with his DD? Has he popped it yet?
No.
I wish that cameraman would click on that Shadow Fiend. Yeah, he still has that DD. It should be coming up pretty shortly, automatically. And but without Clockwork Undying, I don't see him going in here. As Invoker, he is so fast. Max Wex right now for that Ghost Walk. It's so 514 move speed, and you're invisible, and you slow. Get a Radiance. Get some like ridiculous.
Yeah,
items,
Radiance
honestly.
is really good.
They haven't bought detection the whole game, Syndrin. Come on.
They actually have a gem on Slark.
Oh, damn
but it isn't their own.
Okay. So I'm still
But I think, wait a second. I think Undying, no?
You know what the funny thing is?
Maybe not.
Shadow Fiend's carrying this game so hard, but he's actually created space as a result for his other quote-unquote core heroes on his team to actually catch up. So
There's the
Slark and Clark
BKB on
notably.
Slark.
Well, he's been building that for like this entire game, it feels like. And he has lifesteal too.
But the problem for the Radiant side is their late game carry is a Mirana, and she has a 10,000 net worth against a 25,000 net worth Shadow Fiend. It's just not going to cut it. Relax will have to go at least 20, if not 30 minutes further into this game before they can actually effectively turn it around. They can hold on for a bit, but they're gonna... This is just a really, really tall order at this point. Now Shadow Fiend, even with a butterfly for his collection, he is absolutely out of control and will now also be getting an Aegis by the looks of it.
Indeed he will. And
Still not using the DD though. I think he's going to use it now and drop the bottle.
I feel like that's a wasted DD, but
I think it was auto-activating anyway.
yeah, it was probably about to auto-activate. For those that aren't aware, MYM versus Relax. Relax needs to win this to have any chance at getting the top 4. Of course, a lot of it hinges on whether Virtus Pro wins their last match or not. MYM is already eliminated, so they're playing freely. They have no pressure upon them whatsoever, unless they really don't want to get last, I guess. But I don't really see that. They're just
relocate.
Oh boy, relocate. But there's the BKB, so Pounce isn't gonna latch. And Sheepstick used on Link is like, fuck you, I'm getting out of here. Oh, Arrow, gonna do absolutely nothing. Invoker gets caught off guard though, inside the cogs. They do have detection, as he talked about with that gem. So it's gonna be a free kill for MYM. And I believe that's gonna break things up here.
Yep.
What do they do about Shadow Fiend? Is it, you have to catch him off, you have to initiate
kill him
with
twice.
a Sheepstick. Yeah, that's the problem with
They have to kill
Aegis.
the others. At this point, he's not gonna die
If they
twice.
5-man, how do you, like, I don't know what you can do.
You stall with your other heroes. You try to maybe snipe the IO or the Slark very early on with your burst, and then you try to kite the Shadow Fiend. If you commit to killing the Shadow Fiend twice, you've lost the fight and you lose the game. MYM knows this, and they're gonna go down the mid lane because of that advantage. Just Ryze knows that they can't touch him, so as long as the others don't get caught out of position, this should be a very easy second lane of racks for MYM in the bottom lane.
Hookshot. Hookshot. Dread again getting hookshot. There's a blade mail popped as well, and Slark is going to pounce into the party and destroy Dread for...
He has buyback ready.
Okay, so he has buyback, but... And of course he does have Black Hole. He's barely used this game, so we'll see that come into effect, I'm sure. As here we have major over-aggression from MYM. Do they really want to take this fight this far in? Pipe is popped. Buyback is there for Dread, as he talked about. And Tier 3 is going to be the focus fire.
There's no buyback to Centaur, though. This is the second lane.
Arrow might be trying to set something up here from behind. Takes out the courier. Very important in this team fight, of course. Well, they're resigned in their fountain. There's not a whole lot they can do. Ace is gonna... Can't believe how deep they're going here. That's what she said. Oh, big black hole from Dread at the fountain. Meatball to fall. They're only able to secure 1 kill at the moment, as Dread will be the focus fire again, this time from Ryze. Actually, no. Ryze is gonna fountain farm, I guess. That's what he really wants to do. Unicorn.
He doesn't care.
Cold snap. Is he still in the fountain area?
Look at him.
We're gonna watch. Oh, okay. Yeah, does he pop Satanic yet? Come on, pop that Satanic. Pop it!
It's on cooldown.
Oh, he's already popped it. Okay, then. Well, this is over.
It's a good way of
For all
putting
intents
it.
and purposes. Invoker's been on the other side of his base for quite a while now. It feels like he can't do anything else. Ryze getting... It feels like not even harassment damage from Relax here. And... Well, Stampede's used. There we go. Initiation crit. Taking a lot of damage. Will finally go down. Is this enough to take out Ryze? This is the 3v1 situation you were talking about, Senator. Let's see how he stacks up. Of course, he has Satanic. He
actually got tornadoed off.
Okay. That's actually a good point. I forgot about that.
They got him once.
Uh-oh, Slark.
Round 2.
There's the BKB from Ron.
Midnight Pulse is doing really big damage. He's going to die.
The meatball, too much. He just doesn't have an appetite for that meatball. Needs some more spaghetti to go along with this. Link is going to pounce out just fine. Yoki on the run. Arrow. Oh, not going to connect. And Blink is down for the 8 seconds.
How did they not get racks?
Well, Yoki's.
They actually didn't get the racks.
I don't know. Tornado to follow. Pipe was popped. Unicorn's going to take a little bit less damage, but in all likelihood will die anyway. Gets off his ultimate, and it's kind of annoying trying to kill an Undying who gets a decay off on several heroes.
Notice the aggressive wording for MYM. They're preparing for the dives later on.
Yep,
this one.
absolutely. Well, did they have? I'm guessing they didn't have that for that hookshot. Where did the hookshot come from on the Nigma?
I think he just saw the opening. I'm pretty sure there
Well,
was.
how did they have vision in there? So did they?
He
have
might
that
have just
ward?
gone for it. I'm not sure if he saw him. Maybe he rocket flared first and found the Enigma, or maybe he just tried
rocket
it.
flare. Okay.
So he did rocket flare.
That's
yeah.
our cameraman enlightening us. Thank you.
I mean, else you can just try, right? It's a 12-second cooldown on a hookshot because he has Ags, so there's no point in not going for it. If you think there's an opening, just try it.
What do you think about Blink on Wisp? We've seen this in games where Wisp is dominating.
Yeah.
And
it's a nice way for you to get out once you come back with relocate. That's the main idea of it. Or that you can stay really far behind and relocate someone out and then blink in to save them with that.
That's a ridiculous range in the end there.
But Relax are now pushing the Dire base.
They're mounting enough offensive push here. Here go the wards. Of course, those are Aghanim's wards, keep in mind.
They're dealing a lot of damage when this glyph goes down. Just look at it. The tower's easily going to fall here. Are they going to get a lane of racks?
Sparks up in 5 seconds. We have hookshot onto the creeps. Beautiful initiation from Ace. Be able to clean up these Serpent wards. The tier 3 tower did fall. And, oh my god, a lot of items being picked up. 2 Maelstroms, 1 Basher, and then there's Roshan's fat face right in the middle.
What do you think about
get next?
What do you think about the item build on Undying?
We saw the double plate. Well, 2 is better than 1. That's what my mom always told me as a kid. I'd tell you what. I don't know. At least he's popped his drum, so I'm not too disappointed with him this game, honestly.
This game is so
hey, he doesn't need HP if he decays their whole team.
Oh, the Dire Courier gets killed again by Tumay My Wild.
Tomorrow.
Bottom lane. The push commences from MYM. Can they do it this time?
Oh, there's the tornado. Oh, sheep stick. Oh. EMP's not going to connect though. Link going to go back. Oh, here we have initiation from Ace. Dread. There's the black hole. It's only on Shadow Fiend and Link. Is this enough damage to take him out? The
yes, it is.
Double edge. Rise goes down. Rise is down. Good sirs and Madame. Very low in the meantime. Nice.
Oh, Mirana ult. Detection is overrated. Just make sure you get out of there.
Well, Shadow Fiend, the only casualty, but that's all that matters for MYM. They're almost worthless without him. Unicorn in the meantime, trying to get out some decays. They don't have any stuns to take off the shackle whatsoever, but they're not able to secure a kill. Relaxes as MYM. It's like they want to run away, but they just can't. They can't quite do it. They're going to clean up Mirana though in the meantime. And Invoker, well, he gets off OP Ghost Block with no detection.
Damn, he should have gone for that Radiant.
I told you, man. Okay, talking about MYM being worthless without Shadow Fiend, they might actually get this rack. So much from Rhino.
That does not make sense at all.
Well, look at the net worth now. I mean, MYM, they've taken the lead on almost every category now. So,
it's the opener again.
Not sure. Even if they get this, like, what does it matter? Oh, Wisp is gonna take him back. No, Meatball is here. Invoker will fall in the end. So it's a 1-for-1 trade in that small engagement. Buyback like you talked about on the Invoker. Link. Hoof stomps up. Oh, he's going to get it off just after the death pack duration was complete.
That tornado might save his life.
Oh my god, you're right.
Yep.
Oh, that was not a good tornado whatsoever, but it won't end up mattering.
Okay, still got him.
Got him, boys. Absolutely.
Nice tornado. Set it up so they could chase him down.
So 2 racks down. Tell me.
I still don't want to call this game over.
That's what I was going to ask.
Anything can happen in this game.
I mean, the farm distribution now, MYM's favor, obviously, with the 2 racks down, but Relax. What do they need to do? I mean, this game's been crazy so far. I wouldn't be surprised with either team winning this game.
I don't know what they need to do. They have to get another black hole like that from Dread. That's the reason they're still in the game.
I don't even think he blinked.
I think he
just walked up casually.
Oh, mid lane hook shot.
I hear it.
Force staff? Wait, did he just force out of the cogs without getting knocked back? How the hell is that possible? That's really weird. That should not happen.
Might have been at just the right angle. I'm not sure.
There might be a weird angle for the cogs where you can do that, but supposedly you should get hit by them when you force out of them.
I hear another hook shot. Beautifully done by Ace.
Gets out to safety.
What do you think of the Maelstrom pickup on?
Escapes the jungle creeps.
I guess Mjolnir makes sense, but the actual Maelstrom part doesn't really. For him in particular.
Well, he gets some attack speed, and his damage is pretty okay. He's got 200 damage with the Vlads as well, so it's not too bad. He hits pretty hard, and the lightning's going to be great. Of course, he is doing it as a build-up into the Mjolnir, but don't underestimate how much this can do against a team with... They have BKB on Mirana and on the Enigma, but those BKBs are starting to drop down really quickly. Actually, the Mirana BKB is 4, and the Enigma one is 5, so... Oh boy. Oh boy.
Okay. All right,
It's not over yet.
Let's theory craft this a bit, as we might have initiation here in the jungle. But the Stampede's going to be used defensively.
Is there a hook shot? Yes, there is. Got the zombie.
That's unfortunate. That's freaking casual zombie. Look at him. They're just running away. I don't know why I find that hilarious, but I do. So Aghanim Scepter on Enigma, for those that don't know. I think the only thing it does is the Midnight Pulse. So
it makes your ultimate act like there is a Midnight Pulse on it.
Right, and it stacks with Midnight Pulse.
Yes.
But the thing to remember about that, and the reason it was probably added, is because a lot of times you blink in, you don't have time to put down a Midnight Pulse. And of course, Midnight Pulse, what is it, 7% HP per second?
7% max HP.
Max HP per second.
It's pretty sick.
And so that's 14. And how long is a black hole? I'm trying to
4 seconds.
Here. Just do the math for me, how much damage that would end up being. Or how much health taken out that would
56%.
be. Not including the Enigma ult.
He can take everyone down to half health. And that's not including the damage of black hole itself, which also does damage. So, yes, if he manages to land that on the entire MYM team, it's a 5-0 wipe. That is pretty much impossible to land, though. But maybe he lands it on 2 or 3 targets, and it is enough for it.
Well, they only have one thing to cancel it, which is the hook shot.
Oh, speaking of which,
if you can get Clockwork in there, then what are they going to do about that? Like, honestly, what are they going to do about that without the clock hook shot? That's why clock is actually crucial in this game. Oh, Link getting his mana drained completely.
Nice
hook shots missed like
Arrow!
3 or 4 times in a row. Arrow! It will connect along with the Sunstrike, but it's not going to be enough to take out Link.
Pretty much pointless when it's a Slark you harass. He's just going to heal up. Exactly. And another Roche for the Dire. Wow. Rise this time.
I really like this boost of travel pickup from Relax on the Shadow Shaman. He's going to try to split push here. We have wards down on the tier 3 top. TP, fortification, forced out by MYM. Another hook shot missing. Relocate is here to do absolutely nothing, but they will defend.
Io's going to get surrounded by creeps. Thank God he gets out of there again. Oh, Sunstrike!
Oh, no! Okay, not enough damage. That's
nice try.
What level Exhort is Invoker right now?
6. Okay. So almost max damage. It can do a little bit more.
The Wisp has a decent amount of HP then. I thought he might go down to the max level, but he wouldn't have. Of course, he has the cheese now, which is actually pretty insane to have on Wisp, if you really think about with tethering. I mean, that could be considered like 2 Aegises for Shadow.
Yes, as long as crit takes enough damage for the cheese to actually heal him a lot.
Right.
Because it also doesn't do much for Shadow Fiend. But I think the way MYM might play it is that they bait in Rise. If he gets caught and dies, they can transfer the cheese to him as well. Or, like you say, maybe Io gets low and can cheese them both up. But
Mirana might be in some trouble here. Has an entire MYM circling him. Her, it, on the Panther. And actually Shoshlo as well. Has a TP though. And hooks. Oh! Okay, hits another creep. He loves hooking these creeps. Not sure what his obsession is. Yoki in the meantime. Looks like he'll get out as well.
Nice play by Shoshlo there to wait a little bit. He was in the middle of the rocket flare. If he blinks first, Clock might know where he blinked to and then hookshots him. But the moment the hookshot's coming in, he blinks out. And then he can just TP safely. So, nicely done. They buy themselves some time. Tame My Wild has chosen to go for a Maelstrom on the Invoker to start pushing out the lanes really heavily. And like you said, Shadow Shaman will just be ratting it up. He's heading up to the top lane right now with his
He just needs
ultimate ready
refresher
again.
Now. I guess he needs did he disassemble his Arcane and then build Boots of Travel?
Yeah, I guess so.
Uh-oh. Big hook shot into the base of Invoker. They were not expecting that, and the right clicks are there.
He doesn't have buyback, does he?
Not sure.
Oh, now he does. It just came off cooldown.
Okay, he buys back right away. This tier 4 taking a lot of damage. Fortifications used. Rasta's going to stay at top lane, at least for now. Might get the top racks, but not sure how much difference that's going to make if they lose their base completely. Windex did TP here. Dread gets the black hole. It's on both crit and rise, but there's no follow-up damage whatsoever. But you're seeing, the Satanic is popped. And Relax might be on their last stand here. Nice.
They're actually going to get 2, 3.
Rise still alive. Top lane completely destroyed. How are they defending this at the fountain? Why are they going to the fountain? I don't understand. Aegis pop now, and they're going to surround the Shadow Fiend, the beastly Shadow Fiend. Pops BKB finally. And actually if they take out Invoker, this would be pretty big. But there's the
They have a million stuns.
Shackle, I'm sure to follow very shortly. Hoof Stomp, Double Edge. EO, can you do it? No!
What am I watching?
Is this a throw and a half? Like, what is this?
Oh my god, the tier 4. The first tier 4 of MYM space is going to be falling here as well.
I don't know what I'm watching, Cinderad. Please. Help me. Help me understand.
Unbelievable. Okay, who bought back? So Clock bought back. No, never mind. Clock didn't buy back. Slark.
I wish we could have
Slark
seen...
and Shadow Shaman only. What? Oh, Invoker too. Okay, I was like...
So top lane, he left his wards there. I
Yep.
think he was there while the Rax was dying still, and then he TP'd at the last moment.
They defended without having Mass Serpent Wards in the team fight. And don't underestimate how big a part that is of Relax's damage.
Yeah.
That's absolutely crazy. They did get a lane of Rax, the mid Rax as well. The ranged Rax in middle has 26 health.
Just deny it. Come on. It's really important. Gotta get that denied. Heart now on Centaur. Don't underestimate this pickup. I know it may seem like it just makes him tanky, but his ultimate is based off how much strength he has, so everybody on Relax, if they can run through somebody with the Stampede, actually do a substantial amount of damage, so never underestimate that. Obviously, BKBs on Shadow Fiend and Slark make it irrelevant, but the theory crafting...
Shadow Fiend has a new one, by the way.
What's that? Oh,
New
Shadow Fiend has a
BKB.
BKB?
He's carrying 2 BKBs right now. Make sure you use the right one.
That's right, they both go on cooldown.
Yep.
Surprised they just put it down in the... Wait, is one of them... What's the lowest one right now?
4. The other one's 10.
Yeah, so they just leave that in the base then. Or
Well, it still gives stats, so that's why he's carrying it
Oh,
around.
that's a good point, yeah.
Damage and the strength, but pretty much any decent item will be replacing it sometime soon. But Rise is very low on gold. He's got 40 gold.
We see the double plate mail. Thank you, Conrad. Appreciate for pointing that out. We did talk about it 30 minutes ago, though, which I guess that's something to bring up is that he still has it 30 minutes later. But net worth still crazily in favor of Shadow Fiend. And
But the entirety...
wow, Slark is so low. What happened to Slark?
But just the overall gold in the game is really even. Now, we can't use the gold earned graph that much because there's been a lot of buybacks, but it's fair to say that the game right now is completely even, I think. MYM, sure, they have taken 2 lanes of Rax, but it doesn't look like they can end it.
Well, if either team gets cut out without buyback and they go down, it's GG. Both teams can win this game. Obviously, MYM with a little bit of an advantage right now just because they have 2 racks and 1 tier 4 down.
Yes.
Tombstones being used to jungle from afar. This is new meta all over the place. I love it.
And there's a TP scroll on the ground just for good measure next to it as well. So
it's always good to there's no littering allowed in Dota 2, but you get a self-satisfaction from actually doing it, if that makes sense. I mean, it's just like America. Blade mail now on Undying. What? Relax is smoked up. They're not going to find anybody, at least not initially. This might be... Is this going to be an all-in type of push into the base? Because there's no wards. I mean, they know that neither team has really been buying sentries. They just had 1 gem in this game that's been interchanging throughout. And as Conrad's pointing out, there's only 2 buybacks in this game. They're both for Relax, so... This could be pretty...
Oh, this kind of gave their gank away. The entire top wave is ghost walked.
Was it pinged is the question. Not sure. Oh, Windex puts down the wards. This might be an all-in push. There's the Sheepstick. BKB, though, on Link. He's going to pursue the Rasta Stampede. Being used defensively. Hookshot to follow there. They're going to find the Rasta. There's a nice Clockwork Cause.
Dread is
beautiful zoning abilities. Clark's going to completely whiff. But here's Rise. Black Hole on 1. Do they have enough damage tomorrow? And the others are right-clicking to their heart's content. The Satanic is popped. He's at full HP. Get the hell out of here. Relax. Shadow Fiend is dealing so much damage. In fact, the Fountain... I'm sorry, the Ancient's taking a lot of damage. And there's the TPs from Rise. This might be the GG, good sirs. Well, they're going to mount the defense here. Actually, Arrow's going to hit crit. Rise.
He's disarmed. He can't do it.
He's completely disarmed thanks to the deafening blast. There's the sheep. I don't know. Do they have enough damage?
If he dies, there's
Yoki's
no buyback.
Oh, boy. He's caught in the ice wall. He can't do anything. Even if he had BKB, you're still going to get slowed. But his right click deals so much damage. What do they do here? This is so weird. Oh, Invoker. He can't man up in that 1v1 fight.
Buyback.
Here the TP's in. Reinforcements are on their way, MYM. Slark with his 0 damage is coming in with that Basher and SNY. He's going to get hoof stomped. If you just right-click the throne, this could be GG, but Link's going to take the passive way out, popping the BKB Unicorn with the Blade Mail. Joshua doesn't want any part of that, at least not now. He is a man, though. Okay, Sheepstick, there's the hook shot on Invoker. If they can get this, it'll be a pretty big kill. Hoof stomp to follow. Link getting really low. Double edge to follow, but no. The right clicks are going to be here on the fountain.
Glyph.
Fortification is still up. Yoki goes down. I'm not sure if he has buyback. He's going to come back into the fight. But this should be GG in MYM's favor. Just right-click the fountain for the love of baby Jesus and all that is holy good start. MYM. I don't understand what this game was. This was not Dota. This was a different game. This was like Mario Kart or something like that. I have absolutely no idea what we just watched.
What I love about this is it's the last...
To final.
It's the last game of MYM, and now I guess we can say it's also confirmed the last game of Relax in this qualifier.
Yes.
But it's one of the most memorable games we've had in all these qualifiers that we've been casting. That was
really good.
incredibly entertaining, if nothing else. But
That's
wow,
all
I
it
had
was.
so
It was
many good
incredibly
laughs in this game. Lovely.
Oh boy.
I hope the teams had as good of a time as we did. That was
Well,
really fun.
I don't think Relax had very much fun as they're out, as you said.
Yeah,
Just
well, if
doing-
Virtus, at least if Virtus Pro wins, they could be like, okay, it didn't matter.
Right.
But wow.
Oh man. So okay, so this game came down. We'll try to do a serious analysis of this game.
No, we
somehow.
won't.
Okay, we're not gonna do that. Are we gonna do that?
No.
Okay, we're not gonna do that for real. So what's next? We got one game left.
I think, yeah. So there's going to be one final game coming up on the stream after this one, which
Rock's
will
Kiss
be
versus. Okay, well this game doesn't matter.
Yeah,
But it's probably gonna be the.
might be the best game of the
This could
qualifiers
possibly be
so
the
far.
best game, although it has no meaning technically speaking, because they're both gonna be 1 and 2. But it's Rock's Kiss versus
Mouse Sports.
Mouse Sports, which in all likelihood, well, I shouldn't say in all likelihood because there is Team Coast, but 4th place, I feel like I'm calling them out. I don't care who it is. They're just on a different level. These 3 teams.
So far from what we've seen in the qualifiers, Mouse, Rockskiss, and Coast are a level above. I don't know if I would say that Mouse and Rockskiss are a level above Coast.
Yeah, Coast is very close.
I think they could easily finish 3rd, if not even 2nd or 1st in this.
I could see it.
It would also be a really cool story because some people were like, Monomaniacs, they came out of nowhere, they were really good. How good are they? And some people were like, nah, they're overrated. It was just a fluke that they did well in that tournament. I feel like pretty much no matter what happens from here on out, I still think they made a statement in this qualifiers. They're actually playing really, really damn well. So
They're
I've
showing
been
that
very
their sponsorship
impressed
is worth it. At the very
with Team
least.
Coast. So, all right, we will be going to a short break. And before we do that, let me just point out that now we will be playing the 4th episode of my culinary report. This one is. Should I have said culinary report? Is that what you're pointing at?
Culinary.
Culinary? That's what I said.
Colon. Do you get the joke?
No.
Because your colon was destroyed by. If I have to actually explain this, it doesn't make it good.
Okay,
Either
I didn't
way,
get it. I still don't.
Well, I'll explain it to you after. It's okay. The chat will also enlighten you as well. Conrad has told us to let you guys know that the quality is awful. You can blame him. But with that, you guys are going to be watching
Krispy
Cinder
Kreme.
Eat some more. Yeah, Krispy Kreme, which this one's a doozy. I'll tell you what. And then after that, of course, the game of the day, which many people feel like Rockskiss versus Mouse. So stay tuned, friends. We'll be right back.